Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know before you buy an Emerald Tree Skink. If you're considering taking one of these amazing animals home, make sure you watch this video first and then do your own research. Okay, first things first, let's talk about enclosure size. Emerald Tree Skinks need a spacious environment to thrive. They are an arboreal species, which of course means they love to climb and be higher up in the trees. I keep my pair in a 36 by 18 by 24 Exoterra enclosure. But if you're planning on housing more than a pair, I definitely recommend upgrading to a 36 by 18 by 36 enclosure or larger. And while we are talking about enclosure size, Emerald Tree Skinks are a communal species and can be housed together. However, keep a close eye out for any sign of aggression and be prepared to separate them if you need to. Now, let's shed a light on their lighting, their UVB, and their heat. Emerald Tree Skinks are a diurnal species, which means they're active during the day and do require UVB. I use the Arcadia Shade Dweller 7% for UVB, and I keep it on for 10 hours every day. For heat, I maintain a basking temperature of around 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 35 degrees Celsius. And I do this using a 75-watt bulb. And of course, make sure you have a temperature gradient in the enclosure. So the hotspot is at 95 degrees Fahrenheit, but they do need somewhere to be able to escape the heat if they feel like they need to. And for lighting, I use the Sunblasters LED. This is just for lighting up the enclosure, but of course, it also helps with growing the plants. Emerald Tree Skinks are native to humid tropical forests in countries like Philippines, Indonesia, and other countries in Southeast Asia. For this reason, they thrive in high humidity environments. I have my misting set up on this enclosure and it sprays 3 times during the day and 3 times overnight. This keeps the humidity between 60 to 80% during the day, and then when all the lights are off overnight, the humidity spikes to around 90%. Now let's move on to feeding. Emerald Tree Skinks are primarily insectivorous, but they are also known to eat fruit. For this reason, I feed mine a crested gecko diet like Ripashi or Pangea 3 times a week, and then give them a variety of insects about 4 times a week. They eat pretty much any type of insect I give them, from insects to basically any types of worms, but I have noticed that at least with mine, superworms and silkworms seem to be their favorites. And of course, don't forget to provide them with fresh water at all times. Now, let's dig into the substrate. Now, while Emerald Tree Skinks are an arboreal species, they are also opportunistic burrowers and will occasionally dig into the substrate. For this reason, a thick substrate layer can be useful. I have about 2 inches in the front, but then it slopes up to about 4 to 5 inches towards the back. And as I already mentioned, I've seen both my male and my female completely burrowed. A thick substrate layer also serves another purpose: breeding. Female Emerald Tree Skinks will of course lay their eggs in the substrate. I've tried to use a lay box with mine, but my female completely ignored it and continued to lay her eggs in the substrate, which also means even when I go digging or looking around for them, I've never found any eggs. But if your temperature and humidity are right, the babies will actually hatch in the enclosure and you'll just find babies running around. Now, I should quickly say there is conflicting information online about whether the parents will eat their own offspring, so as soon as I see any babies, I immediately separate them. But I should also add that I have seen babies in the basking spot, and I've even found one baby basking on top of the back of the male. I've personally never seen any sign of aggression, but as I mentioned, just for the safety of the babies, I do separate them immediately. I keep my babies in an 18 by 18 by 18 cube Exoterra, and the care is exactly the same as the parents. The only difference is the babies get fed every day. And there you have it, everything you need to know about keeping Emerald Tree Skinks. If there's anything that you think is an important note to add, then please make sure to leave it in the comments below. And remember, always do your research and consult multiple sources before you bring any reptile into your home. If you found this video useful, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you on the next one.